Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Conan the Barbarian from Marvel Comics number 98. Written by Roy Thomas, drawn by John Buscema and Ernie Chan. This comic is from 1979. It's 45 years old, guys, and it still holds up. Better yet, it's even doing better than, dare I say it, modern comics. And I'm going to tell you why. So this is the part when Conan was with his lover Belit. He's now a pirate, and he's called Amra, the Lion Man. And there's a story behind that, right? So he's basically the right arm of Belit, who is the pirate queen or something, right? And they are seeing something, right? And everybody's looking overboard. We have Belit here. We have Magora Ninjaga, who's a shaman. And Magora is some kind of a chief here. And then we have Conan, also called Amra. And they see a woman, azure of flesh, and with free-flowing hair, the color of some radiant type of seaweed. A woman young and fair of face and form, who must be, by all rights, have been lost off some tempest-tossed and pirate-sunk ship, yet who stands silent and nearly unmoving of a statue atop of what seemingly a huge bubbling lily pad. So Conan says, he says, maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me, but then Belit says, well, maybe the tropical sun has gotten all of us, for surely the sheer motions of the wave would toss the woman to her knees, yet she stands. I say she's some kind of a sea witch, and I say we let her be. Nor is it merely her usual possessive jealous spirit which spurs Belit thoughts. And then we have also, the crew who's, hasn't seen a woman in a very long time. And it also says that, having a woman on board of a pirate ship or a ship is, is bad luck, except for Belit, of course, because she's the king of the pirate, queen of the pirates. But then Yaga says, hey, I promise you, I wouldn't know if she's meant evil, but my instincts tell me she does not. But then a fin of a great shark is coming towards her, but the woman is unmoving. And then she adds, and then she opens her mouth, but nothing coming out. And then the fin of the shark or the shark is moving away, never to be seen again. Then the crew gets her on board, but she has some kind of a blank staring look, like, people who are mostly lunatics. She says, perhaps fear of the shark or the drowning. What do you think? What think you, shaman? But then the shaman is sick and he doesn't feel well, very well, and he's say, I'm gonna go to my quarters. So this woman goes to Conan. She opens her lips, but no words come out. She's a mute, perhaps. Or perhaps simply accustomed to not having to speak to get what she wants. Belit is a fury, right? She's pretty jealous. Woman, if Crom, king of gods, has a maid like you, he do not dare look at a female rodent for fear of rousing her jealousy. But there's no rodent before us, and may I remind you, my lover, the last woman we took on board turned out to be a ruler of Stygia and tried to have us fed to her pet serpents. True enough. So, anyway, Belit says, hey, get the people to work, and then they do some, pirating stuff, like, looting some, Stygian, other merchants, I guess, right? And then they kill all of them, and they have then looting, etc. That's what they do, right? And that's what they are good at. More ads. There's a lot of ads in this one. But then they have so Belit says, hey, we did some good, so maybe divide the catch between everyone. So they are doing that. But then this warrior called Batumi says, you would like this pretty thing. But then she accepts, but then she goes to Conan and wants to, give it to him. What the devil? The necklace is still warm from Batumi's hand, and you offering it to me? I don't feel you understand the rules of the game, girl. I hope I don't offend you, but you don't seem to know any tongue I speak. But no thanks, he says. Whether she comprehends or not, Conan could not stay. Still, as she returns to the man of the Southern Isles, Conan sees the dark rage seething behind the maid's obsidian eyes and figures he may just have saved the girl's life. She's so jealous. So it seems that, what's his name? Batumi, sorry. Is it's his charms actually works, and she's getting some flirtation back from the girl, And then at one night, Conan is walking the deck, and the girl is here, and he says, "What are you doing here?" And then she opens her lip, but nothing comes out. But then she has some kind of a glare in her eyes, and Conan has very trouble to tear himself away from her intense gaze. And then she goes to the quarters of Belit, and she says, "Conan, what is it? You look so strange. Don't talk, woman. Just this woman. Just this time. Don't talk. Or just this one, sorry." And then Batumi is seeing the girl, right? And she opens her mouth again. Nothing comes out. But it has some kind of effect on Batumi. Then the next morning, Goddess Amra, Batumi is missing. "What, are you sure, man?" "Aye, we found one of his earrings by this railing. He must have been falling aboard in the night." Yes, I guess he must have. And there are others I toss over as well. So she commands then, nobody is going on deck at the night, not even a woman. So it seems the crew are having some kind of, a fight, javelin here, practicing the art of war. And it seems that Nayaga is sicker and sicker, and he dreams of his youth, when he was with a woman as well. But then another suitor called Asami is approaching the girl at night. She opens her mouth, but there is again no sound. It is as she sings a song which none of but one may hear each time it's sung, a song too lovely, too deep for words or music. Like a man entranced, Asami sees nothing but her, and becomes for the moment as mute as she. With a little gesture which belies her former apparent languid state, she leaps in one fluid motion to the railing. Then, with a final glance at her mesmerized slave, she leaps overboard. It is as if the lapping waves part to receive her, so that she makes not so much as the slightest splash or ripple ere she vanishes beneath the surface, like water merging with water. Mere moments later, she reappears with some distance from the Tigress. The Tigress is the boat, by the way. Riding the crest of a moonlight wave as though it was some proud white naked stallion, and not a thing of liquid at all. And again she silently sings. Looking neither to the right or left, Asami dives swiftly over the side, and somehow he makes no splashing sound, either when he strikes the water. Still there is one who watches from the light-drinking shadows, as the black corsair swims with mechanical awkward, yet somehow powerful strokes out toward the wave-riding vision, some yards from the gently bobbing ship. Wow, this writing, man, this is so good. I mean, I like it when the writer actually depicts the language as if how do I say it? I like when writers take the time to do some kind of a research, and I hope maybe it's all fictional, but this feels like they are in this time period, right? And there's no modern language in here at all, so that's what I want. And the writing is so sharp that it pulls me right into this comic, and that's a good sign. Now, I did the Belit and Valeria review on my comic, on my channel a while ago, and it was shit because it was all Shakespearean stuff. And it doesn't, like it's belonging in that world. Maybe at some point with certain characters, but definitely not all of them. And all of them, like they speak the language of, they have, the highest degree of, diplomas in a medieval speak or something. I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to properly say it, but it was shit. But this is, it feels like it belongs in this time period. It belongs in this comic. I like it. So he kisses her, right? But then we have more ads and more ads. And then suddenly Agami's eyes open wide in the shock of recognizing the stark fear and naked terror. For though his head is still above the water surface, the woman kiss seems to engulf him as he were below it. Realizing his danger at last, he struggles to tear himself free. After a minute, his struggles cease, and there's only a floating ebon corpse drowned before it ever passes fully beneath the surface. And now finally snaps himself out of his own special trance, and he says, "Witch, I know you for what you are, just another variant of the sea vampires I've met before. By Crom, I rouse my men and will pepper the sea with spears." Like I said, it's great words. But then she opens her mouth and she sings, but then it seems that Conan can now understand her, and she sings a song. The wild sea is beating against the grey sands. The woman, the sea woman, stretches her hands. Her eyes, they are mystic and cold and as the sea. With slender white fingers she becomes to me. There are woods in the sea, though the leaves are still grey. The ocean's pale roses lift dim in the spray. I follow, the grey sea gulls flies. Ah, woman, sea woman, there is death in your eyes. That's cool. More ads, come on. So Conan mesmerized, and he wants to kill her, but he cannot. And he kisses now the girl, or the girl kisses him, right? But then he sees things that happened in the past, like roaring, wenching, battling sorcerers and serpents. And he sees women, like a woman with red hair, but cannot place no name with it. She sees darker hair and eyes the color of night, but he cannot quite remember her name either. Not quite. And then Belit comes out and he says, "Conan," right? And she calls his name and he says, "Belit, in Mitra's name, keep calling me." The girl holds him, and her grip is strong, though without apparent effort. But the queen of the Black Coast hears that faint, faraway cry. Yes, I call you, Conan. Come to me, Conan of Samaria. Come to Belit, who loves you. Forgotten now are the myths of Amra, the lion man, as she calls out not to her right hand, but to her heart. Conan, don't leave me, Conan. I won't. I swear to Crom, I won't. Somehow the girl's hold seems weaker now, failing with each desperate outcry from the Tigress-she pirate, though he wishes he could stab her as he pulls her roughly off her watery perch. So good. So, come on, man, with the ads. Just leave me alone. Well, girl or thing from hell, if I can't slay you as you deserve, milady Belit will hardly be so squeamish. And Conan swims to the Tigress, right, the boat, and then he pulls up, and everybody's just watching. Well, what's wrong? What are you gaping at? Surely you're used by now the sight of blue-skinned girl. Seaweed. His hand, which never relinquished its steely grasp of the sea woman's hair, now holds only seaweed. Looking out across the ocean, he seems to hear her silent song again. There are woods in the sea, though the leaves are all grey. Then a soft hand upon his shoulder, and the voice is heard no more, either within or without his brain. Conan, my lover, just not your lover, Belit, but your love. And the Tigress sails on like a vagrant wind. Wow, it's so good. This is so good. Damn it, she escaped. Man, this is what I like at this classic Conan with Roy Thomas and John Buscema. I mean, it looks great. The writing is so good. Like I said, it pulls you right in, and that's why I like these older comics a little bit more, because we have no social messages. We have no, everything what modern comic is doing. Modern comic is too safe. I said that before. There's no no danger, no stakes. Everybody is, strong and can easily defeat opponents. There's no real sense of urgency or mortality and danger, and people are in fear of their life. It's just going through the motions, going from A to B, and that's the story, right? And of course these terrible events. I mean, I believe the Marvel is doing now some kind of a 50 plus comic, 60 plus comic event now. Come on, man, it's just stop. I mean, and then we have one shots like this that is better than the whole 60 plus comic event, in my humble opinion, of course. So guys, let me know what you think about this comic. Did you read it? Do you want it? Probably straight paperbacks here and there, I'm sure, or you can buy it at your local comic bookshop, or even eBay. Leave a like, leave a comment below, subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next time. Bye-bye.